Happy Sunday, August 24th. Happy dogs, happy Sunday. Okay, so this is another live Uncle Martin. Today it's 107, so we're cooling down considerably. Yesterday was 110. So maybe I can get this story off before, I don't know, my apps start taking off on me here. Who we got? Ryan? Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Okay, so thumbnail. Thumbnail today is going to be a quick, short one. It's rye bread and butter. Rye bread and butter. Okay, there's two things that you're born with. Actually, when you're born, there's two things that you're not born with. One is racism. You're taught racism. To be a racist, you're taught. And the second thing that I recall would have to be being grateful. Oh, listen to my birdies calling me. It's their time to eat. It's sundown. Okay, I'm going to make this quicker. So I was waiting for your live stream all day. Hey, Ryan, bless your heart. I don't need these glasses on. Okay, so the live stream today is rye bread and butter. Okay, so this is how it is. I was 8 years old, 8 years of experience, and we had left Flagstaff because my dad had graduated in 62. So I would have, yeah, and I had one more report card to go. So what the heck? We might as well go to New Jersey, from Flagstaff, Arizona to New Jersey. He wanted to teach. He wanted to start teaching in New Jersey. So we moved in with my grandfather, who was, yes, he lived in Pluckaman, New Jersey, on a 5-acre chicken farm. What's the chances of you being on a 5-acre chicken farm in Pluckaman, New Jersey? It's kind of a joke in itself, isn't it? Hey, Mahoya Basek. Hey, hi, Mahua. Sounds like you're from Hawaii. I'm gonna go there too. Everybody I know has gone to Hawaii except Uncle Martin. And I'm going to go there and I'm going to meet a kahuna. And I'll have something more on kahunas. They were medicine men and a priest. They had mastery of all 5 elements: fire, air, water, earth, and the 5th one that scientists have yet to figure out. Okay, so it was in Pluckaman, New Jersey. My Aunt Nancy was there with my grandfather, who were going to go out to dinner. Aunt Nancy says, "Come on." Our family, mom, dad, bro, and me, "we'll take you out to dinner." And Dad said, "Oh no, we're going to have dinner here at home." And, well, that's Dad thought outside the box, if anybody hasn't realized that yet. That he had a different way of thinking about things. Psychology. He took his master's in psychology, and he was a bachelor's in teaching. So he said, "No, we're going to stay home and have dinner." So I open up the door, the refrigerator door, and I see, spaghetti, meatballs, kind of leftovers. But hey, spaghetti and meatballs always taste better the next day. If you're Italian or anybody knows that. The sauce always gets better the next day. Hey, why is that? Because I think it marinates or something like that. So I think there was some kind of ham in there. There was some chicken. Hey, we had a full refrigerator of food. So I'm thinking, hey, what are we going to have, right? And okay, it's Oscar the Grouch. Hey, that's a nice name. Am I that famous singer? You mean, no, I'm not famous yet. I've been known to sing. I was in I was in the Glee Club. I was in the Glee Club. And sister, actually, there was only two boys. The rest were girls in the Glee Club. And sister wasn't that fond of me anyway. But none of the nuns really were because of the questions I had for them. But that would be another story. Yeah, Falcon, I know he's talking about Willie. Willie and I go way back, all right? Not on the physical plane, but I think in past lives we have. Mohammed, Riza, Jaipur, hello. Hey, Mohammed, hey, how you doing? And Falcon, hello. So we're going to have dinner. And Dad says, yeah, we got plans for dinner. But there's nothing in the refrigerator. Yeah. Hey, Squirrel, 1219. Hey, how you doing? Squirrel. It's too funny. I don't want to stop this. When we moved, okay, 1969, we bought the property that I'm on now, that I bought from my parents. And Muhammad, J, where are you from? I am talking from Arizona. It's 107 degrees here. Hope it's cooler for you. But when we got here in 69, we had nothing but on the street, not much, okay? They were all acre lots. They've all been pretty much bought up except mine. And they keep bothering me to sell my property, which I have no intention of doing. Well, not right now anyway. Okay, I'm willing to bear out Willie's concerts. Hey, little green man. Yeah, little green man. Little green man. Are you somewhere from New Jersey? Squirrel. 80s in Georgia. Squirrel, you're from 80s in Georgia. I've always wanted to, I think we've gone through Georgia a few times. It's nice and green over there. Falcon, he didn't say he was as, didn't say he met him. That's right, I didn't meet him. Not this lifetime. We could have been brothers in another lifetime. I think it might have been in India. Okay, that's right, a spiritual connection, Falcon. Stay with me. I work on a lot of levels. That means everybody out there, I'm working with you right now on different levels. This level is, God. This level is on being grateful. Dad was getting across to us that everything that was in the refrigerator, we weren't going to eat. I think Mom had just come back from town and she had some fresh rye bread. Anybody have rye bread with the seeds in there? Caraway seeds? Yeah. And okay, discombobulated. Hey, I haven't seen you before. Confusion, a spiritual connection. We all have spiritual connections. Did you know we've been here so many times on this planet that all of us are interconnected on some level? That means the guy that you pull up next to at the street light that you're ready to cut off, you might have been connected to him before. Or someone that's run you off the road. That could have been, or someone that you're going into a store and you're fighting over a cart because the carts are really rare and you're going to fight over it? Come on. That's happened also, by the way. Squirrel. Hey, Squirrel 219. You love my beard. Do I have a beard? Well, I guess I do. No mustache. That's on purpose. I'll go into that another time. It's my second spiritual teacher that said that was very unusual for me at 18 to have this kind. Well, it was a little darker back when I was 18. He says, that's very interesting. And so it's stayed with me. Yes, Falcon. I have read Carlos Castaneda. Yeah, I have. That was back when I was 18 or 19. And you know what I found? Do you know what I found with those books? They were limiting. You know why? Because they're all based on superstition, doubt, and fear. And these are the three things that we as human beings have to get rid of: superstition, doubt, and fear. All right. Now, the concept that he had, I don't disagree with. I think, that one with the little fly that was going to, that was kind of, had some kind of negative situation where it was going to take him over and all that. Um, these are things that we have spiritual guides. We have a spiritual guardian angel that we come in with. And don't forget this, kids, anybody else is watching. We are mighty beings of light. We don't even know our capabilities. And once we do, that's when the dark side really gets excited. That's when they jump in and try to stop you from progressing spiritually. I guess you can progress spiritually going on lower vibrations or higher vibrations. It's always your free choice. As a matter of fact, a lot of black magicians and witches and warlocks that are probably, hopefully not, well, everyone's welcome. But we can stop our spiritual growth at any time and go to the other side, you might say. But what happens is karma. What we give out, we get back tenfold. So that's why this is I was in my second fifth grade, I believe. Could have been my first fifth grade. Mom said that this is the most darkest planet, one of the darkest planets in the universe. And by the way, we have more than one universe. We do. I can't go there right now, but we're just staying with the one. And Mom said this is one of the darkest planets. And she said we were mighty beings of light that came from other places that come here to brighten the place up. Yeah, get jealous. Your personal power, your feel, your dampers, connection to spirit. What's that, Falcon? Yeah, they get jealous of our, yes, personal power, and fear dangerous our connection to spirit. This is the law, because you know what the law is. As mighty beings of light, okay? I'm gonna tell you a little secret, kids. Then I'll get back to the story I'm trying to say. Bread and butter, rye bread and butter. See, what happens is when we get to a certain significant strength in spiritual power, because darkness will fall, because light is all. And always remember that. Because as you look around you right now, darkness is really flipping out. Oh, yeah, on many levels. Hollywood, politicians, all these people that are on the list. Oh, baby, a lot of light is coming down, and you can't hold it back anymore, especially now with the Aquarian age. That's what it's all about. More light from the sun, from the rebirth of this planet, from ourselves, being more significantly aware of our true inner awareness of powers that we have, okay? Discombobulated, confusity, good Lord, even your mom was a crazy. You think my mom was crazy? I got news for you, Sparky. Mom was a spiritual guide, and so is my father. It's very rare to have two people you come in on this planet that have both significant spiritual powers. Mom was able to diagnose dreams at a very young age, and she passed it on to me. Anybody got a dream out there that's been plaguing you for like whatever, throw it out there for me, and maybe I can help you on that. Dad, man, he had so many spiritual books you can shake a stick at it, and he sent a few of them to me when I was 18 that saved my life. One was Edgar Casey's Magic Mirror, and that's how to diagnose your dreams. To where you might want to check that one out. It's you're gonna have to order it because they don't they probably don't want you to have it. I don't know. It took me like 2 months to get it. I had to Google it. Actually, no, I went to one of those bookstores. It took 2 weeks. Probably could have went online. Yeah, here's this little moocher again. My favorite little moocher. You want a cookie this time? He loves cookies. Anybody out there have a dog that loves cookies? I think he likes the rawhide better. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, so enough of the esoteric stuff. Let's get on with this little show here. Falcon, Hannibal Lecter would love disco. I don't know about Hannibal Lecter. He's a little negative guy. Actually, I have something for you. I had a serial killer in the back of my. That would be another story, though. I gave him a ride, and that'll be fantastic. It's. If you have time, you can check out over the 500 that I have. It's what a ride. You want to. The serial killer that I had in the back of my seat. He was taking people out at sundown, and that's when I had him. I'll do a live on it, but if you don't want to look up what a ride on my my videos. So here we are, about to sit down for dinner, and all we got in front of us, well, we got a candle. I think Mom and Dad might have had a little Chianti wine, you know, the kind that has a straw around it, that thing, Italian. And then action, Jeffrey Dahmer would love to have you. You think, first of all, Jeffrey Dahmer didn't last very long in jail. Look it up. Nobody wanted that guy around. But also, world guru. Who is this? Raphael? How you doing? And disconnect. He's still alive. Who's still alive? He's still alive. No, Dahmer is not alive, my friend. He was taken out. In fact, the guy that was in my back seat when he went to jail, he was taken out also. And I'm telling you, just look up what a ride. I'll do it live. Don't worry. The back he had. I talked to older like that. Falcon, my grandpa would snap me up backside my head if I talked like older like that. Well, you know what, Falcon? You know what happens? A lot of kids don't have parents. They don't have guardians. They don't have a mother or father. Maybe one. I don't know. You know what you find out there right now? There's a lack of respect. It is happening all over the nation. And this is what happens. They get put in their place by somebody else, or maybe just through karma. Yeah, it happens that way. Dry beer have to do with inflector. Ryan, what does dry bread? Oh, dry bread has nothing to do with Hannibal Lecter. Rye bread. I'm sorry, I went astray. I was watching some of this stuff that people were asking me. Some trolls. You're all welcome. By the way, don't forget, you little trolls, you are mighty beings of light. And maybe you were abused. Maybe you weren't. Maybe you were just neglected, or someone didn't tell you about the mastery that you have possibilities of. That's where Uncle Martin comes in, all right? We're sitting down. I'm telling Dad, this is not dinner, because Dad says, sit down, we're having dinner. This is rye bread and butter, and a candle, and some wine, and I guess even then we could have wine if we wanted, but it was all, I never liked the taste of it, really. And so it was going to be just rye bread and butter. And I was telling Dad, there's a refrigerator full of food here. Why would we be just eating rye bread and butter? He says, because I'm trying to teach kids, me and bro, that you have to be grateful for what you have on the table. There are kids out there that do not even have rye bread and butter. And this is what we're going to have today, tonight, rye bread and butter. So we said grace. I probably wasn't as grateful as I could have been. But I cut into the, well, it was all sliced for us. The rye bread with caraway seed, fresh that day. And put the butter on. And I had some. Well, it didn't taste too bad. As a matter of fact, it tasted very tasty. Just rye, not even toasted. Wasn't really hot, but it was fresh. And I'm eating it and saying, this isn't too bad. Dad was getting across to us being grateful. And you kids out there, whoever's watching, you're not born grateful. A lot of you are super rich. You'll probably never sit down and just have rye bread and butter. But there'll be a time in your life where you won't have that much, maybe. Maybe that's going to be the situation. And you'll be limited on what you do eat. And you'll find, let's say it'll probably be maybe in a situation where you're stranded somewhere and you have to just have something very little. And that might be the course that'll be to where that little bit that you do have, you'll be grateful for. He was trying to get across to us, my dad, that there are to this day and then, there are people starving in different countries, don't have rye bread and butter, let alone, and a lot of these people, they consciously do not want to be breatharians, all right? But some people, Falcon, my dog eats better than I do. Falcon, I think my dogs do too. So do my cats, my birds. I think you're right. Some of us feed our animals better than we eat. I work in a grocery store and I see all the people buying food now that can hardly afford their own food, but they're buying expensive food for their animals. It's crazy. I think it's a multi-billion-dollar operation for you feeding your dogs now. And by the way, all the stuff that's rolled up in little roll-up things, that's pretty much processed food. So what I do, yeah, I know it's crazy. I'm not promoting anybody, but I'll go to like the Costco. I'll buy like 3 chickens. It's like $15. And then I'll wrap it up in some kind of parchment paper and then tin foil. And then I'll put it on the grill. So I'll do like 3 chickens at a time. I usually put 3 different herbs in there. I cut open the leg part and I'll put like fresh thyme in one and fresh rosemary and then fresh dill. I just did that the other day. And then I just pull it out of the fridge when I need it. And I feed my 22 feral cats this with their dry food. And my 2 crazy little rescue dogs, I feed it to them. Because by the stuff you're cheaper to do it that way than you are buying these cans of dog food like $5 for. You might as well give them some good food. That's the way I'm looking at it. And I've done that for years now. So yeah, my animals basically eat pretty much better than I do. I mean, I'll have I'll make a chicken sandwich sometimes. I'm staying away from the beef. I got my reasons. I'll go into later. So rye bread and butter. To this day, I tell you no lie, I'll have some rye bread and butter and that'll be my dinner. And I'm tasting it and it brings me right back to when I was 8 years old and saying, this is fantastic. And it kind of reinforces that understanding of being grateful, to where we've lost the concept of being grateful. always thank God for everything you have. That's all, because that's where it came from. It didn't come from anybody else. The big guy, he uh, he made it happen for you. And always think positively. As we well know or don't, it takes 1 millionth of a spark of electricity. We're mighty lightning bolts, and we charge ourselves every day. Or or we you look at some people and they're not very charged. Why? What are they thinking? Negative things. When you think negative things, you're getting decharged. Um, okay, try not. Falcon, what are you saying? Try not to eat too much meat, but I do love seafood. Okay. Seafood, eat from the Atlantic. Fukushima, they're not talking about. What was that, like 2012? That's still melting down over there. The water, that crummy water. Okay. Never thought of it like that. Okay. Atlantic is still kind of okay. But when you have tuna and you have salmon, they go all around the world. So they go by Fukushima. They're picking up radioactivity. All right. And we have enough mercury already. See, mercury you can get rid of in your body. Excuse me. If you stop eating mercury, I mean, stop eating mercury. Um, I love Tasman is pretty clean. What is that? Tasmania. Tasmania? I don't think I've heard of that. You want to have fish that don't live as long because then they're going to have less mercury and radiation. The radiation that I'm talking about is collecting in the tuna and fish that last longer. So you're consuming that in one way or the other because it's going through the Pacific. So anything that says Pacific on it, stay away from that seafood. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I remember when he first tried lobster, right, Ryan? And I did not realize at the time, but I think the lobster was half decade, half a decade ago. I don't know. Was it lobster? Yeah, that's a bottom feeder. Shellfish. I used to love lobster too. I just kind of, I'm telling you, I will fish anywhere that lake is clean. And we got a lot of clean 5, 6, 10 lakes here in Arizona. And they're all pristine, right? And I'll eat that fish. Seafood, it's got to be from the Atlantic. And by the way, halibut. Halibut is the probably the way to go because out of all the fish, it has less toxicity. Something in the way it purifies its food. And it's something I learned a long time. Orange roughy. Oh, I used to love the heck out of that, but yeah. Um, you just got to watch what you're eating. I only eat once a day. I've done that for like over 40 years now. Um, I eat once a day because that's I eat when I'm hungry. Sometimes I don't even eat during the day. I kind of forget sometimes. How do you forget? You have to eat 3 meals a day. No, you do not. When you don't eat and you do a fast, this is the first thing you have to understand. You don't get weaker, you get stronger. It's a mental, psychological thing. I was told this back when I was 18 on my second spiritual teacher. He says, you stop eating, you fast, so your organs start working on themselves rather than the food you're putting in your body. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And he says, some people lay on the ground, they can't get up because they're so weak. No, they're not. It's psychological. And I proved this to myself many times when I was up in the cave out in the desert. I was stronger than I've ever been before. I didn't even go to any of that stuff. I was ripping up trees right at, it was amazing how when you think you're getting stronger and your body's rebuilding itself, how it does work that way. If you're laying on the ground, oh, I can't get up, oh my. Well, then you can't get up. I mean, that's the way it works. What's this, Falcon? Yeah, lobster can live up to 140 years. That's what I'm saying. And 140 years, how much toxicity is that little lobster having? And I always went for lobster. I said, oh, I want that big one. It's over 20 years. Nah, eat the slipper tails. They're much smaller if you're going to eat lobster. Um, how do you eat one time a day? I can barely last 5 hours. Ryan, what do you mean, how can I eat just once a day? It's psychological. It's all psychological. It has something to do with heat, also, I've noticed. In Arizona, it's kind of warm, all right? And although when I was up skiing, when I go up skiing up in Flagstaff, I can eat 5 miles. 5 miles. I can eat 5 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch, uh, and then another dinner before I can go to bed. And it all works out because, well, first of all, when you're up a mile, pretty close to a mile high in Flagstaff, your heart is beating just to walk around and breathe. That's taking a lot of stuff out of you, you know. So it depends. We're like just about 1,000 feet above sea level here in Arizona, here and where I'm at. So it's a little warmer for me. Longest fast I've ever had was about 5 days. You had a 5 day fast? That's fantastic. I would suggest you had a bunch of water, hopefully. Some people want to be breatharians. I live with those people already. When I was 22, they professed eating raw. Anything over 138 degrees, you kill it. And so, oh, it's so funny. Whatever you eat, bless it. Be grateful for it. I don't care what it is, even if it's some toxic waste, I guess, because you can change that around if you have the concepts here. If that's all you have to eat, you bless it, you be grateful for it, and it will be the best thing for you. And mom always said, never change your mind. I grew up with Italians. They'd be eating pasta, spaghetti meatballs, and they yum, 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 yum. And then they have their dessert. And what did they say? I think she was getting tired of it. And I could correlate how she came up with this. She says, whatever you eat, stay grateful for it. Because when you don't, it changes into poison, all right? So I had all my relatives on the town side saying, oh, I shouldn't have eaten all of that. Well, no kidding. That's called gluttony, all right? So you go from fasting to overeating. Hey, there's a balance somewhere, right? Falcon, you ever tried peyote? Yes, absolutely. With the medicine man, all right? It was very spiritual. I did a 3 day fast, and then we did it. And then he was feeding us the buttons, and the girls were getting the mushrooms, all right? If you want to check it out, just out of all my stories, just go to episode 52, The Cave, all right? I'll explain it all right there. I'll do a live on it too, but yeah, right now, if you're in a hurry, just check out episode 52, The Cave. That's when the shaman medicine man flipped out, man, on two occasions, all within like 2 hours, on things that I did, and I didn't wasn't trying to do anything. It's just that he said it's time for us to go. When he said that, I said, Well, anyway, I'm not going to go into it right now. Yeah, I rub my hands together and circle 3 times with gratitude over my meal. Absolutely. Your hands have, I'm going to tell you guys some secret esoterically. Your hands have chakras in your hands. So that's where the laying of hands comes in. You can heal people. By the way, you just don't start healing people. You always want to ask if they want to be healed. Some people want to be sick. I know, crazy as it sounds. Just a little, because you're going to karmically pick up things if you start healing people without them wanting to be healed. I can't go there right now, but it's true. Always ask, would you like to get better? Something like that. Because we all can heal. Some of us can do it a little better because through past lives and just certain techniques, you're able to do it. And I can't go there right now. Uh, it's just true stuff. Some people don't want to get healed. Why would that be? First of all, maybe it's not their time. Could be a karmic situation. Could be just something, a lesson that they have to learn. By being sick, they're learning maybe a different outlook, because when they get better, they can appreciate being more kind to people. And I don't want to say pain, but that are dealing with a sensation that they are dealing with now, and they're no longer dealing with it, and they're so grateful it's been taken from them that they have more compassion for someone else. And sometimes that's needed for people to go through these things. Remember, biblically, was it Paul, Peter? He was asking Jesus to help him. And Jesus said, no, you got that problem. And I think it was in a foot or something. It was some sensation, and he had to go through that. And some of us have to go through these things to be more compassionate, more understanding. And this is my understanding that it could be a limitation that you've accepted. You've accepted a limitation, and that's why you're in the situation. Could be just for attention. You just want to. Yes, as crazy as it sounds, some people are sick because they want attention. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Oh, but it is. Because don't you kids, anybody out there, don't you get a lot of attention when you're sick? Got stuffy nose, you got necking, something in your throat. I'm really bad. Oh, baby boo, can I help you? You're going to get more of that than if you're walking around healthy. People don't even bother with you until there's an attention thing. I'm telling you, kids, psychological on so many different levels. And I will go into this. I promise. Sir, could you please answer the question? Because I can't holding my... Well, you know what? Evan? If you have a bad bladder, I suggest you get up and go. And there's a T for that too. But I'm not going to tell you what it is, because you're not ready for it. All right. Golden seal. If you have a bladder problem or an infection, it's an antibiotic, all right? I know a lot of T's. When Dad had Parkinson's, then he didn't. Well, that would be another story. But I know a lot of T's that will help people. I haven't even brought any of that up. Because it's probably not right time yet, but I'll do a live on some of that. And you little trolls out there, you think you're funny. I think you're funny. By the way, I can't read any of this stuff when I post it. All the people that are live with me can read what's up there. I have not turned anything off. Evan, goodbye. Oh, bless your heart. Sorry to see you go. I bet you're still here, though. I'm sorry. Cosmic humor. I'm not being facetious here. I really hate to see Evan go. Maybe he went to go relieve himself. Falcon. The Hopi are an interesting nation. Yes, the Hopi are... I've lived with some Hopi, and they got so many stories that are coming true right now. The White Buffalo. You got Space Brothers coming in. Some of the Space Brothers I wouldn't go on a ride with. I would not be raising my hand. Take me. Actually, I would wait for a couple billion people to go for a ride, and I'd want at least a half of that billion to come back and say they enjoyed the trip. Because some people are going to go on a ride. I don't think it's going to be positive. So we already know people have gone on rides that have not been positive. Anywhere you go in this universe, you're going to have positive and negative, all right? And that goes for aliens and space brothers. There's, it's just the way it is. Darkness will fall, light is all. And that's what it's coming down to now. A lot of us are aware of the darkness now, where maybe a lot of people weren't. That's why there's a great awakening with mankind right now. The blue kachina, yeah, I believe the blue kachina, these are the ones that came from Pleiades. And the Pleiadians, they're okay. And so are Cirrus. Cirrus is it's only, I believe, 8 billion light years away. It's pretty close, actually. And it also has another sun. Cirrus is also okay. Now, I don't want to go into the negative ones because it's not positive. But yes, there are helpers around us, and there's people that are hindering us on all different levels. But technically, this planet, there's an esoteric law that says you have free choice, you have free will, and it's very detrimental for anybody to step in and stop you from making that free choice. Even though we have governments that are doing it, and co-workers, but that's a lot of karma on people that are stopping you from your free choice. That's where people have mind control, all right? A lot of people have mind control over other people. This is very negative when you interfere with their free choice. You people out there know who I'm talking to right now. That you never interfere ever with someone's free choice. Now, there are people that suggest things to you, whether it's positive or negative, but it still should be your free choice. A lot of darkness works that way. They give you a suggestion so that they're not karmically involved. They'll just give you a suggestion, and all of a sudden, here you are going in that direction. And, well, whatever direction, that's the reason there's free choice. That when we decide to go one direction or the other, we will learn by it. And that is what we are here to do on this planet. It's a learning lesson planet. Some of us are in kindergarten. Some of us are about ready to graduate. And there's a lot of people in between. So that's why you can't judge anybody. You can see a bum that's coming across the street. That doesn't have many teeth. He's carrying a satchel. But yet he might be very well, excuse me, more spiritually advanced than you are because of the love that he has in his or her in their heart over your spiritual pride that you have because you've just said that that person is nothing but a bum. That's why we got to be careful on who we look at, how we, hopefully we don't judge, but we can assess. Now, if somebody is carrying a weapon, they're swearing a lot, it is well to assess it, not being judgmental, but maybe you don't want to go over to that person. You might want to stay away from that person. One that's flailing in their hands and screaming and yelling uncontrollably. Or, well, if someone's in your face like that, always speak, excuse me, speak to them quietly, calmly. Tell them it's going to be okay. Have no fear. And this usually works. It has for me anyway. I had a guy that said to me once, I was out with my girlfriend and her daughter, and well, if reality is infinite, I got a lot to learn. Yeah, well, that's what we're here to do. Falcon, we're here to learn. So I was in the park. I had a baseball bat and I had a couple softballs. And this person, very big person, comes up to me and said, F you, in my face, like 9 inches from my face. And I had a baseball bat. And I had my girlfriend and a daughter. And and then he said, right after he said F you, he said, have a nice day. And I said, well, you as well. I was dealing with someone who was bipolar to the extremes from one sentence to the next. And bipolar I know about, excuse me, because I've had a couple in my family and I've dealt with bipolar before. And you might want to drink St. John's wort. It's a tea. Please look into it. It may help you, all right? I got so many teas I could talk about, though. So here we are at after 5. Finally got down to 106 in Arizona. But my apps are saying that I'm going to go out shortly. So everybody that's been up this far with Uncle Martin, God bless you. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Comment would be very nice. And anything else I'd be grateful for. This is Sunday, so tomorrow, Monday the 25th, I will have another live between 5 and 5:30. I try to stay on top of things, but a lot of things, do the best I can. So once again, I'm grateful for everyone that's had a question that maybe got something out of Rye Bread and Butter. To this day, when I have it, I promise you that I am so grateful for Rye Bread and Butter. That I was told at a younger age, less experienced age, by my dad, to be grateful for, and Mom always said it too, bless your food, because if you do, it'll do wonders for you. And remember this, never when you bless your food, stay with the mindset of blessing it. Never ever at the end of whatever, not 10 minutes, not an hour, 2 hours later, said, oh, I should have never eaten that. That changes the blessing into poison. And that's just the way it works. Falcon, both my parents, auntie and girlfriend, are bipolar. See? You're learning things by people with bipolar, as I learned. You go on a roller coaster ride with these people, and then you decide, as an individual, do you want to go on a roller coaster ride? I said, nah, I don't think so. And that's always our free choice. The highs, the lows, the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows. It gets old after a while. And I had a lot of Sicilian Italians that were bipolar. It's not funny, but I learned by it, okay? And that was my dad's side. Mom's side was more Germanic, Scandinavian. They pretty much were even keel. Didn't show much emotions. So I had one side all emotion, one side no emotion. Now me, I'm right there in the middle. I'm very grateful for my family. And Falcon, you should love them dearly. And try the St. John's wort. I am so serious. Look it up. St. John's wort. It's been around, used for centuries for bipolar. The highs and lows are more of an even keel. Might take a few weeks, but it does work. Ryan, do I like dinosaurs? Man, I love the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I also love the one with the two horns in front, because they always had a fight, and it would be one or the other. And I drew them. On all my fourth grades. And Dinosaurs have always been my favorite. They might be coming back. It's a Jurassic thing, but they're getting the DNA out of bones of dinosaurs and they're merging it with other things. So we could have some dinosaurs very shortly with giants, but that would be another story. We're going into 50 minutes. I don't know what happened. Thank you all for everything you've given me. A lot of questions, a lot of things. Okay. Spinosaurus. My favorite is Spinosaurus. I think I've missed a Spinosaurus. Was that one of the ginormous ones? Okay, till we see each other again tomorrow. Be here. Make sure you share this with somebody. Somebody that might enjoy it like you have. Okay, until then, be well. God victory.